Hi guys, it is Mo. Welcome to my YouTube channel, also known as TV Movie Mistress. I realized something today as I was getting ready with show notes and stuff. And I was like, I don't think I've ever properly introduced myself to the people who do not know me on YouTube. But officially my name is Mo. I am a podcaster. I have a podcast called TV Movie Mistress. I've been podcasting for the last five and a half years. I podcast a lot of Asian shows, Japanese dramas, Chinese dramas, Korean dramas. Um, Hopefully, you guys cannot hear that outside noise. I also podcast British historical dramas, which are my fave, along with superhero shows. I love it. I'm a geek for that shit. I'm sure you can see my wall of Funko Pop. So that is my podcast. Recently decided to branch out a little bit into YouTube. So here I am. Not easy. I am antisocial. I don't like people seeing me. I don't like having to get ready to have people see me. But here I am because why not? It's 2020. Oh my god, I apologize for the light and how it's just sort of bouncing off of my glasses. I'm going to try not to have that happen, but honestly, it's already taken me too long to get it to be at a decent level. Um, Let me try. This is why I don't like doing video. I might have to do stuff. Okay, I've turned it off. Yes, see, turned off the secondary light and it's still whatever. Anyway, hi, I'm Mo, podcasting, TV movie mistress, now on YouTube. That's the summary. Why am I here today, you say? Why? I'm so happy. I have notes. Anyway, I'm back for this video to talk about Scum Villain. I hope you guys can't see behind me. I'm just don't be nosy. Just see shit I want you to see. Okay, I'm back this week to talk about Scum Villain Self-Saving System, another novel by Xiang Tong Xiu, who is the author of The Untamed, also known as Grand Demonic Cultivation, and also the author of Heaven's Officials Blessings. Scum Villain Self Saving System was her first work, 94 chapters. I've read The Untamed. I've read Heaven's Official Blessings. Those shits are 200 plus chapters, at least 240. So Mojang Tong, she writes a lot of words. She's a fantastic writer. I would say she's brilliant, honestly. In the fact that even though you could technically say there's the same theme in each of her works, it's a completely different world, completely different tone, completely different personality. So regardless of I know, regardless of knowing the author's style, it's still fucking amazing work that she puts out. Scum Villain Self-Saving System was her first work. 94 chapters. Also the last that I read. But at the same time, for Moja and Dangshu, 94 chapters is nothing. And as I read it, I was just you know what? I kind of wish this was 200 and something chapters. Because the amount of plot and pacing and just everything that is put in that is just put in this book, exhausting. I loved it. I loved it. That's what makes it crazy. There is a podcaster out here. Hold on, I'm trying to increase my volume. Okay. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. Okay, there's a podcast, not a podcaster. See, this is how you know I'm coming from the podcasting world instead of just saying YouTuber. There's a YouTuber that I know of. I don't remember her name, but she basically said Scum Villain has crackhead energy. And at the time, I was like, what the fuck do you mean crackhead energy? Because one, there isn't a lot of videos out there talking about Scum Villain. There isn't a lot of podcasts out there talking about Scum Villain. So other than knowing the summary of it and the author, there isn't a lot of information. But let me tell you, she is fucking right. This novel is fucking crackhead energy. So now that I've done all of that, you might be like, oh, so what in fact is let's be do you guys want to know what crackhead energy is? I think that's pretty self-explanatory. But oh, there we go. Make sure you guys can see my face. But what is Scum Villain Self-Saving System? Oh, and just a quick reminder before I get into what I'm so happy I have notes. That's why I keep looking down. Just to let you know, you guys, can check out Heaven's Official Blessings, my chapter 1 and chapter 2 reading of it on the audio only, in an audio only version on the podcast feed. You can check out chapters 3 and 4 as a YouTube video and as an audio. Chapter 4 through 7, Kaka. YouTube video, I was coughing up a storm. I was dying. I need to plan out like talking for 2 hours. It's a lot more heavier than I thought right now. But there is an audio version, an audio only version, because I could edit out me coughing and sounding like I was dying, which was just horrible and disgusting. And irked me as a perfectionist, but also a person that's lazy. It's a weird balance. So yeah, so Scum Villain Self-Saving System. You guys want to see my book? That's Jen. He's my boo. But yeah, so Scum Villain Self-Saving System. What is it about, you say? Well, and I'm going to be going off of the dome with all of this. I hope you guys cannot hear all of the background noise in my city. But, okay. Scum Villain Self-Saving System is about like I said, I'm going off the dome, so let's do this. Scum Villain is about a guy in, like, let's just say the real world, by the name of Shen Yuan, who reads a 6,666 chapter stallion novel. A stallion novel is basically a novel that involves a protagonist that fucks a lot. Doesn't matter man, doesn't matter woman, just a character that fucks a lot. And he reads all over close to 7,000 chapters and he hates it. He's just like, this is the worst. Too many plot holes, not enough background stories. Like, what the fuck? This author's the worst. And he's like so angry at the outcome of the novel. And again, the novel is about like this protagonist by the name of Lu Binghe, who grows up and he's just like beaten, abused. He's got like the worst like Spider-Man origin story. No parents, unknown origin. Adoptive washerwoman mother dies. So it's like, yeah, he goes through some shit. And this character, Lu Binghe, ends up joining a sect that Shen Chen-Chi runs in the novel. This dude hates him. Again, just because. This is what the author has written. So everyone hates him because you gotta hate the protagonist. You gotta put him through some shit. You gotta abuse him. You gotta lock him up in a shed for no fucking reason and beat him. You have to eventually push him down an abyss. And then when he comes back, because for some reason, pushing him into an abyss unlocks his demonic, like, seal. And then he comes back, evil as fuck, and destroys every sect out here, including the sect that he was initially part of. And then Chen-Chi, who was his Shizun, his master, he personally turns into a stick. Now you might be like, Mo, what do you mean, a stick? How did he turn, how does one turn a said person into said stick? Well, you pull off their legs, you pull off their arms, you leave nothing but their head and their torso, and you leave them alive. So he turned his old master, who hated him, who was jealous of him, who was just like every protagonist, like he's the rock in the way. He's what you need to make you better. But he turns him into a human stick. And that is how the novel ends. Oh, and like Lu Binghe conquers all of the sects. He becomes the leader of all. He has a harem of like 3,000 women. He has hundreds of kids, hundreds of grandkids, and that's how the novel ends. And Shen Yuan, who's in the real world, is just like, fuck all of this shit. He's like, no, I didn't just read all of this bullshit. Like, he hates it. I was like, dude, why? Like, I mean, we've all been there. We've all read something that we should know better, that we should not. But, yeah, so he finishes this novel. And he is so angry he dies. You heard me. He is so angry he dies. And as he dies, he utters the words, stupid novel, stupid author. And that somehow, like, triggers the novel into transmigrating him into this novel as he dies. So he is transmigrated. This, like, let's say a normal person like you and I, just dying and then transmigrated into the last novel I'm in. Oh my god, it would be like, I can't imagine if it was Outlander. Like, Jesus Christ, no. But like, he's transmigrated into this world, and he doesn't go into this world as Liu Binghe. He doesn't go in there as the protagonist. He doesn't go in there as the protagonist with, plot armor in there. He goes in there as Shen Chen Chi, the protagonist's master, who the protagonist ends up hating with every fiber of his being. The protagonist, I guess he is the antagonist, but he goes in there as the protagonist's master, who just made everything as miserable for this dude. And upon that realization, as he is transported into this world, he's like, oh no, that's not what we were doing. He's like, I will just not be a dick. This protagonist who is destined to win no matter what. I'm good. He wins. He's just like, no, I'm not doing that. But it's so funny because he also has no complete autonomy. In this world, there is a system called it's a system called the system, and it basically tells them, it's like, you can't do that. That's out of character. You need to do this to get up to the next level. Oh, you did that. Congratulations, you get 5 extra points. Oh, you weren't supposed to do that. We deducted 1,000 points. Now, of course, it basically does this to keep Shen Yuan as Shen Chen Chi in the book in line, because can't just have him out here doing all of that. So he has to follow the rules of the game or he dies per the system. And if he dies in the book, he dies in the real world, and he's already dead in the real world, so ain't no place for him to go back to. So he's got to figure this shit out. And for him, the quickest way to do that is to be nice to Liu Binghe. And that's where the story kicks off. He's thrown into this novel when Liu Binghe is still like the most innocent, the sweetest, just the kid whose cheeks you want to pinch. And he's just like, this kid is just, okay, it's not too late. I fucked up. But like, I can get this back on their hands. So, he can't go out of character too much, but he starts to shift things around. Like, again, he's read close to 7,000 chapters of this book, so he knows what this book is about. He knows all the characters. He knows all the plot that's coming. But at the same time, like, he is just like, why do I have to do this? Like, but also doesn't question the fact that he has been transmigrated, because I think it's just been an option in his life. He's like, it's almost like I read Outlander, which is like a time travel Scottish novel. And of course I thought, what would I do if I got transported to 18th century, like, Scotland? You have that thought. And you kind of, yeah, that's what I would do. So that's sort of the attitude he takes on this. But yeah, so he comes into this world. He is Liu Binghe's Shizun. Liu Binghe is just adorable. I just finished 94 chapters yesterday, and I had to come and share my reaction to it because I loved it. Again, I was like, yo, 94 chapters, nice. But you know what? You take your time, Xiang Tong Xiu. You take all the 244, 240, 200 plus chapters that you need. Because I was exhausted in a great way. By the time I finished reading this book, I was exhausted. Because the plot moves so quickly. Again, in the world, it's a 7,000 chapter novel. Feels like a goddamn 7,000 chapter novel. I read in 94 chapters. So I love this author. She is brilliant. I hope I can meet her one day. I hope she's not racist. That'd be awkward. Or like, not like racist, but like just weird around black people. Like, that's a thing. So in the novel, he has been transported, and he just starts seeing how everybody treats this dude like the worst. They like bully him, and he's just like, I'll do it. I'll go grab water. I'll like run over there, and like Shen Chen Chi is just like, oh my god. But like, you see Liu Binghe, and he's just brightness. And the novel evolves, and it evolves, and again, we're about to get into like slightly spoiler territory, but like I'm not honestly. You can watch all of this and still read the book. It's one or the other. It's not gonna do anything. But the turning point in this novel is when Shen Chenqi can no longer avoid one of the main arcs of the novel, which is that Lu Binghe must be pushed into an abyss on a mountain and die. And in dying, his demonic seal is like let open. He comes back and he wrecks shop everywhere. Shen Chenqi would like to avoid that. He cannot. So he eventually pushes our sweet, adorable Lu Binghe into this down this mountain. Now, side note, a little bit of time has passed since Shen has been in the novel. Lu Binghe has gotten a little bit older, a little bit sassy, in my opinion. He is taking care of everything in the sect. Even people are like asking Shen Chenqi, like, do you do shit in here? But that's what Lu Binghe wants, right? He just wants to please his master, his Shizun, like master his Shizun, and he's just like does everything for him and wants him to be comfortable and like, but he's stubborn, and you start to see that, and that just comes to a full head when he comes back, because when he comes back, he is evil as fuck. He is sadistic. He likes to hurt people. But all of this is just born from the insecurity of abandonment, of not knowing who he is, of not belonging, of so on and so forth. But he comes back. And when he comes back, Shen Chenqi is confused. He's like, wow, you came back 2 years ahead of schedule. Interesting. And then as like Lu Binghe just comes back evil as fuck. He takes over like a sect. He starts doing evil shit. Seems like he starts doing evil shit. Shen Chenqi, knowing that he turns him into a human state, is like, I need to stay as far away from that motherfucker as possible. So, in this dark ass novel of Disciple come back to kill Master, it is a lot of fun. It is funny as fuck. And I laugh out loud. Because when he comes back, it's basically a cat and mouse game. Shen Chenqi is trying to avoid Lu Binghe. Lu Binghe is looking for that ass. And I do mean that ass. So, in this world, Lu Binghe is all powerful, but of course things are never as they seem. And that's when I really just started to love this book. Because it goes from a simple dude, not even simple, dude has transmigrated from the real world. He is now in said novel. He has to kill this kid, his disciple who loves him, that he doesn't want to kill. This disciple who adores him, that he doesn't want to kill. But if he doesn't kill him, the system kills him. So he kills him. Kid comes back evil. Now what to do? So the second half of the novel just had me so conflicted so many times because I was just like, Lu Binghe is evil as fuck. This is not a novel where the good guy turns evil, turns good guy. This is a novel where the kind of young bad guy turns full bad guy, and thanks to his master and Shizun is able to be less evil. Like, everyone hates Lu Binghe. So the second half of the novel basically is about realizing that, certain people have been setting up Lu Binghe. Like, everything that's been evil might not be his fault. But guys, a lot of things that has been evil has been his fault. And he has gladly done it. And he will gladly admit it. But once he sort of realizes, like, his master, Shen Chenqi, doesn't, like, hate him. When he realizes that, like, his master misses him, he just becomes this evil little puppy. Oh, he's still evil, but he's now a cute evil little puppy. And the second half is Shen Chenqi just trying to be like, how do I handle this? How do I, dude, you're evil. Even I'm like, dude, run. Join the FBI. Join, like, I don't know, when they change your identity, just run. Because Lu Binghe, oh, he gonna kill you. And if he don't kill you, he's gonna F you to death. So you just might want to skedaddle. Second half, of course, also brings so many different set pieces. That's another thing I like. She creates this world. You've got all the different sects. You've got Shen Chenqi's sects. You've got it's called the Hua Huan sect. you got like 5 or 6 sects. So you have these worlds that she creates, one in 94 chapters. You've got all these characters that she creates, like other sect leaders who like Shen Chen Chi, who don't like Shen Chen Chi, who later on in the novel, you just see them being like, so you and your disciple, that's a thing, eh? And for the longest, Shen Chen Chi does not realize that his disciple, Lu Benghe, wants to tap that ass. And that might be the funniest part out of all of this. Because to him, as he raises as he raises Lu Benghe, he's like, this kid is so sweet. But like, Lu Benghe is over there like, my master, my master. And she misses all of this. And Lu Benghe, when he comes back, misunderstanding's gone. Again, he's like, my master. But now he's like 6'5". And Shen Chen Chi, again, does not understand quite what is happening. He's like, why do all these stories that should belong to like bitches who come into your harem now my plot line? Why is that plot line that was supposed to be now later? Why are you here 2 years earlier than you're supposed to be? So Lu Benghe, who in the original novel has 3,000 women in his harem and just fucks all the goddamn time, none of that is now in the script. But that ass, that's Lu Benghe. That's Lu Benghe's favorite. That belongs to Shen Chen Chi. Oh, he's gonna get that. So between Lu Benghe trying to hit that with his master, you have again the standard demonic world are evil, and then you have this figure by the name of Tailin Jun. I'm not gonna say too much about him, who's basically like, you know what? I feel like piercing the veil between the mortal world and the demon world, and let's just see how it goes. Let's just fuck it all up. And then you have probably the one character that I did not see like just breaking my heart. What's his name? Lang Shujai Zhuzhai Lang. I'm looking through my phone real quick. Let me lift my head up. Okay, well, Shuju Lang. This is a little bit of spoilers, but if you read the book, like Jesus Christ, he just breaks your heart. Shuju Lang is like basically this half snake, half human guy who is just like loyal to a fault. People always are like he's stupid, but like, dude, guys, again, spoiler here for a minute. From the beginning to the end, like he was there for like Tailin Jun. And I think the worst part is even in the end, Tailin Jun was like, you could have left. I didn't want him here. I might be evil, but I had enough common sense to be like, leave. And then even the statement that they make where it was like, okay, Tailin Jun wanted to be evil, but he only kept going because he had someone like Lang, like constantly like, I'll do that for you, master, no matter how ridiculous, no matter how hard, no matter how whatever. He would always be like, I got this. But he never got to live for himself. And there are a lot of moments where Shen Chen Chi is just like, dude, you're the worst. Dude, you're an idiot. Dude, don't repay my favor. Because, like, he has this code where it's like, if you do him a favor, he's going to repay it. But him trying to repay his favor is often in conflict with all the evil shit he has to do for his master. And on one hand, it's funny. On the other hand, it's tragic as fuck. And it's even more tragic when at the end, all the reveal about Tailin Jun's backstory, how he's involved in it, how Lu Benghe's mother is involved in it, how, again, it's not necessarily a black and white thing where the demonic sect is the evil one and all the other sects are the good guys. No. Sometimes all the other sects are assholes. Sometimes the demonic sect just wants to chill, be evil, and have a good time. And so do all the other sects, but they kind of wrap it up in prettiness and brightness and clothes and this and that. But Jesus fucking Christ, I love this book. Like, oh my god, 25 minutes. Yeah, let me totally wrap this up. If you have not read Scum Villain Self-Saving System, the Donghua is also on YouTube. It is currently still airing. 9 episodes up. It is fucking fantastic. That is where some of these stills are from. It is amazing. It is fast. 94 chapters, not 94 episodes. So it's moving fast. It's funny. The characters are amazing. This little idiot, Ming Yang. I think that's Ming Yang or Ming. He's an idiot. He just like, again, all of these little disciples love their master, him, but man, it's a lot. And again, the writing is top notch. Like, I wish I had like written a lot more quotes. Uh, this is at the end. There's a rule on Kankyong Mountain. Liu Benghe is not around here. Shen Chi said, I've never heard of this rule. Li Qingge replied, it's a new rule. Like, everyone hates Liu Benghe. Even at the end, when he's kind of not evil, like, he's still horrible. Like, that's the thing. Through to the very end, that's kind of what's shocking. I got like 70 chapters in, and I was like, oh my god, guys, what if Liu, what if Liu Benghe is the back? There's 94 chapters. I was like, I think Liu Benghe is evil. It took me 70 something chapters to like deal with it. Like, that's how fucking crazy this is. So again, if at the end he's still less evil, he's not piercing the veil between the world. Basically because he follows his master around everywhere. He's like, as long as I got you, master, I don't have to destroy the world. And everyone is just like, this is horrible. I hate this, but it is what it is. Um, but yeah, Liu Benghe, man, dude, you are a lot. I feel bad for Shen Chenchi, but he is not a human stick, and that was always the goal, to not become a human stick. Does he now have a different type of stick in him to compensate? Why, yes, he does. Can't have it both ways. So, guys, this is my review of Scum Villains Self-Saving System. Check it out. Check out the Donghua, also on YouTube. Up to like 8-9 episodes are out by the time this gets posted. It's really fun. It's really just take your mind off everything. It's a great book. It's a great Donghua. It's just a great fandom. And I hope if you've never heard of it before, you guys check it out now. And I hope you guys come back soon. There'll be more. I'm going to be reviewing Heaven's Officials Lessons. I need to watch episode 1 and 2. And then come talk about it with you guys. So, welcome new listeners. Welcome old listeners. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Bye.